Hey guys, it's coffee time. Oh, so much has happened since last time we talked. I'm really sorry a video didn't go up yesterday. There was no time. I was just like, I thought maybe when I got home from Trade Chat's birthday, I could make a video, but that was at like 3:30 in the morning, and I was like, nope, I'm going to bed. I will make a long video tomorrow. But now there is so much to talk about that my mind is like, where do I start? I guess I'll start from where we left off on Friday because, oh, Friday was not over. I didn't know it, but Friday was not over for me. So the video that I made Friday afternoon, right? So right after I was done with that, my coworker Jeannie called me up and she was like, hey, we're doing Avatar D&D tonight. You should totally come. And I was like, no, I've got a lot of work to do. But she got really insistent about it. She was like, no, you need to come. Like, you have to come. I was like, why? I have a lot of work to do, Jeannie. I'm not gonna come. She was like, no, you have to come. I was like, what are you talking about? No, I'm not coming. And so she kind of guilt-tripped me a little bit. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll show up for a little bit, but I'm not gonna stay forever because I have a lot of work to do. She was like, okay. Now something you should know is that she and I planned to hang out today, Sunday. So anywho, so we, that'll be important later. That's not going anywhere right now. But, okay, so she picks me up. She was like, I'll pick you up, I'll drive you, you know, whatever. I was like, okay, as long as you're willing to drive me home when I need to go home. She's like, okay. So she comes, she picks me up. And we started driving, and I realized that we've been driving forever. I was like, where are we going? Are we not going to Dara's house? She's like, no, we're going to Will's house. So Will is another coworker of mine that lives like 45 minutes away. I was like, why are we going to Will's house? She was like, well, Will wanted to play, and you know, he's got a cool house, so he figured we'd just do it at his house. It's like, what? It's like none of this logic makes sense. I was like, Jeannie, if this is such a long drive for you to make if, like, I need to go home. And she was like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I was like, okay, alright, okay, whatever. This is, like, no skin off my back. You really wanted me to come to this thing, apparently. So we get there, and we're, like, talking about bugs or something. We walk up to the front door, we ring the doorbell. We're, like, talking about bugs. I'm, like, fixing my ponytail. They open the door, and everyone that I work with is there. It was a surprise party for me to tell me bye. Oh my gosh, I'm like feeling emotional right now. I burst into tears. You guys need to realize. They opened the door and I was so shocked. Like, I've never had a surprise party before in my life. I've barely had parties in my life. And like the instantaneous impact of like everyone I work with cared enough to like make this happen for me was just too much. It was too much. Waterfall, like, could not stop. They opened the door, I walked in, they yelled surprise, and I immediately walked out, and they all started laughing. And then I came back in, I was crying, and Erin Lee came up and hugged me, and I was like, oh, hey, guys. Like, I did not know what to say. I was just like, oh, God. It was so much fun. And here's what I love, is that they knew me well enough that they knew what type of party I would like. We had a lot of food there and tabletop games. And that's what we did all night. Like, there were so many different games going on. I got to play Cards Against Humanity for the first time, which is a really great game. If you like Apples to Apples and you're a terrible person, you would love Cards for Humanity. And we played that. It says, for the age restrictions, it says not age restrictions, for the number of people, it says for 20 plus players. And we were like, we need to get more than 20 players involved. We only wound up having 18, though. We were really sad. But it took forever just for 18. So in the future, if that's something that you, like, are wanting to do, be aware that that game will take forever. But it was really fun. Anyway, got to play so many games. It turns out that it was also a slumber party. Ro had secretly packed clothes for me. So I slept over there. In the morning, we woke up and watched Saturday morning cartoons. We watched Korra. And got shawarma a la Avengers, and it was like the most amazing thing ever. I was just so happy. Like, I'm so happy just thinking about it. It was the perfect thing. It was awesome. It was really great. Now, the reason that Jeannie and I intending to hang out today is important is because, like, if we hadn't been intending to hang out today, a little piece of me would still have been like, I really do have work to do, though. So, like, once we got there, Jeannie was like, we don't need to hang out Sunday. Like, let's not hang out Sunday. So you can work, you can do your thing. I just really wanted, you know, we really wanted to do this for you. So let's not hang out. You can work and whatever else on Sunday, but just enjoy yourself tonight. I was like, it was so sweet. It was like the sweetest thing anybody's ever done for me. It was wonderful. It was amazing. Anywho, so that was my Friday, and my Saturday morning, I woke up to my friend Dar in a Superman Snuggie walking into the guest bedroom and going, Cora's on. And I, like, threw myself out of bed. I was like, Cora! Because I've never been able, we don't have cable, I've never been able to watch it, like, when it was airing. I was like, this is awesome! This is so exciting! It's really fun. So then, came home, worked on my costume a little bit, grabbed dinner with Mike, Ro, and Trisha Sugita, the Megumi X-Bear. She came over and we were all chatting and we grabbed dinner together. And then after that, I hitched a ride with, if any of you are on Twitter and follow all of us, you probably saw the mayhem. I hitched a ride with Jesse, Trish, Mindflame, Clint, and Krendor, which was the most terrifying, amazing car ride ever. And we went to Trade Chat's birthday. But her birthday, again, like, remember how I was like, that's like a 45-minute drive to go to Will's house? Again, that's like a 45-minute drive with no traffic. And there was a little bit of traffic. So it took us a while to get there. Also, apparently I am the only one of them is going to call me out on this and be like, that's not true. It's true in the future if any of them tell you differently. I'm apparently the only one in that car. Trish didn't even try, so she might have been able to. I'm apparently the only one in that car that knows how to look at maps and how to, like, use the GPS on a phone, because, oh my goodness. We started driving, and I was like, what's happening? Like, they couldn't figure out how to... I love you guys so much. They could not figure out how to reset it. Like, you know how, on iPhones at least, it'll fill in current location. So obviously, whenever you hit route, it's going by your current location at that second. They couldn't figure out how to tell it, no, go from our new current location. I was like, you just go to edit and then hit route again. It's not really hard. And, like, Clint was like trying to zoom in and be like, okay, I think you're gonna turn, it has directions written right there. He was like, I think you're gonna get on the 60. We were like, what? I was crying. I was laughing so hard. It was so hilarious. And Jessie was throwing a fit because we had to turn around so many times. I was like, oh no, what is happening? So that was her car ride. I thought we were gonna die. I thought that Jessie was just gonna pull over and kill all of us. Finally got there. It was at a place called Round One. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool place. It was like a bowling alley, karaoke, and ping pong, and pool, and then it also had a huge, like, cabinet arcade area. And we were like, there's so much to do here. It's just a lot going on. I finally got to meet Michelle Morrow, though. I had never met her before, and she's super cool. I met a lot of people, actually, that I had never met before. Found out there was a dude there. Okay, wait. The manager at Round One manager at Round One, if you ever watch this show, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. He is uptight. He is an uptight gentleman. Because he yelled at us so many times. When I was in high school, the principal got angry with us for having a very minor food fight because he insisted that we could have hurt each other. I don't think that that's true unless people started throwing utensils. Quite the food fight happened and no one was hurt. We all were laughing. But he was very angry. It was much like that, where my favorite time that we got yelled at was when we rented out 3 of the 4 ping pong tables and pushed them all together and played extreme ping pong, which was the best. It was the best form of ping pong. And we played like that for a really long time. And unfortunately, we couldn't have been like, what's the big deal? We're all sober, because not all of us were sober. But he came in and he was like, guys. At that point, he was so exasperated with us. He had already yelled at us a bunch. He was like, guys. We were like, what? He was like, just separate the ping pong tables. And we started to separate them, but of course there was like the one dude in our group who was like, why? We're not hurting anybody. Like, nobody's gonna get hurt. And he was like, people could get hurt. This could be a dangerous environment. Like, whoa! It got so intense, like so real, so fast. We continued to play extreme ping pong, but just with the tables separated. So, you know, whatever. That was probably my favorite moment that we got yelled at. I got yelled at for bringing a drink into karaoke. He power walked over. He saw me in there with my drink, power walked over, threw open the door and was like, you need to get that out of here. I was like, what? Like, it just threw me off so much. That was the first time I had interacted with him. I was like, what? Like, you need to get that out of here. Like, oh, okay. All right. So intense. Yeah. But if not for the manager, the pushing 3 ping pong tables together thing was amazing. Also, for the first time I played the, not DDR, but the form of DDR where they're all diagonals. That game is so confusing. I was like, what am I doing? Because you know how in DDR it'll give you like combos like you have to hit up and left at the same time? I could not for the life of me, like, when it was coming pretty fast, I was like, if it was like, do this diagonal and this diagonal at the same time, I was like, which one is that? What do I do? And then I'd miss it. It was really sad. My first 2 rounds, I got A's, and then I got an F, because it was like, we're gonna bump up the difficulty, and then it was really fast, and it was the first time I saw the combos, and I was like, no, everything's going wrong. It was very depressing. It's a really, really sad moment for everyone. Just for me, really. But that was really fun. We were there until it closed. We were there until 2. They had to yell at us to get out, and we were like, bye. Really depressing and very sad on the way home. We were in completely stopped traffic for a really long time, and we were all taking bets like, okay, I think that it's probably something like a really minor accident, but everybody's rubbernecking, so it's just jamming up everything. And Clint was like, I think that somebody flipped their car, probably. And we were all like talking about like what we thought it was going to be. And when we went by, it like got real really fast. We were like, oh. It was like, it was really pretty violent. They had like a bunch of like police like surrounding bodies and stuff out there, and like there was a huge perimeter that you couldn't get by, and we were like, oh god. One of those moments where you feel really bad for what happened before. You're like, I wish we had not discussed this at all. I wish that we had not even talked about this. And then we all got super quiet. Like, we had been, like, chit-chatting about just nonsense. And then we all got super quiet after we drove by that. And Jesse was like, think maybe we need some jams. Think maybe we need to rock out a little bit. So we started listening to terrible music, and it got better. It got better. It got real. But on the way back, we had Trisha's sister Sarah, Cheeb. She was also in the car. So then it was 4 of us crammed into the back seat, and then Krender in the front with Jesse. And we were all just like, so when the music was going, we were trying to, like, rock out, but we'd hit each other. Or, like, Trish was sitting, like, super awkwardly, like, on belt buckles. So if we moved around too much, she'd be like, oh no, and need to, like, completely shift herself. We were like, this is the worst, the best, worst car ride ever. But that whole night was really, really fun, too. And then this morning I woke up at, like, what time did I wake up? Like 11. Well, I originally woke up at 6 and then went, nope. And then I woke up at like 9 and went, passable, but probably not. And then I finally woke up at 11. And I went to Michael's and got the stuff that I needed to continue doing my armor painting. I had all the colors I needed. I had, like, all the right grays, all the right, like, metallic colors, but I wanted to take, like a raw sienna color and put in some kind of, like, rusty, dirty looking areas, and I didn't have, those of you who paint, I didn't have raw sienna. What's wrong with me? Like, so I went to Michael's, I got raw sienna, I got some elastic, I got quite a few things. All of which is making my life a lot easier right now. So I'm painting right now. My room is really warm though. Like, I've got all my windows open and it's really warm in here. It's been really warm in the house all day and I don't understand. I don't get it. But yeah, that's everything that's happened with me. This weekend has been big. It's been a big old weekend. I have great friends. I have really awesome friends. That's kind of been the theme of this weekend, has been like, my friends are awesome. I have such awesome friends. Everybody's like so cool. Tonight we watched Game of Thrones and that was awesome. It was the finale. Any of you that are like, I'm gonna wait until the entire season's done before I watch all of it. Well, it's done now, so you can go ahead and watch from beginning to end. Quite a few things happened in this episode, as is necessary. A few things, probably every time, but a few things deviated from the books, I was told. We discussed it afterwards. Said a tearful goodbye to Trish, Sarah, Clint, and Eric, Krendor, all of them. I was like, oh, goodbye. We had a big group hug in the middle of the street, which Jesse refused to be part of, so we literally, as a group, chased, like shuffled toward him until we could pull him into it was dumb. It was really stupid, but it was fun. So I've had a good weekend. I hope you guys had a good weekend. I'm sorry that I didn't make a video yesterday, but I will talk to you again tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. Mwah.